Straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hello, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Need I even tell you what is lined up for you today on the show? The world of sports is abuzz with just one thing, and that is Pakistan's dramatic capitulation in New York to T20 World Cup debutants USA. Is Pakistan cricket team dealing with its biggest identity crisis since the time it came to be? Is Pakistan becoming Panistan? And what's the story behind USA's destructor-in-chief Saurabh Netravalkar? How did this Indian-born US-based engineer script the perfect revenge story? And is Jose Mourinho's entry into Turkish football the light at the end of the tunnel for this beleaguered, tarnished club? Is this a way for President Erdogan to get an image makeover? Stay on for all of that. But first, the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket and the T20 World Cup, the International Cricket Council, or ICC, sent out a press release saying they regret the pitches in New York not being up to standard. It added that the ground staff are working on fixing this in time for the marquee clash between India and Pakistan on Sunday in Nassau. Uganda registered their first victory in the T20 World Cup. The debutants beat Papua New Guinea by 3 wickets. Uganda's Frank Nzabuga, the oldest player at the tournament, ended up with the best figures in the game, 2 for 4, as PNG were bowled out for 77. Over in tennis and the French Open, Iga Swiatek continued her dominance over Coco Gauff to reach the French Open final. Swiatek beat Gauff in straight sets, 6-2, 6-4. With this, she moves one step closer to a third French Open title. Swiatek will face Jasmine Paolini in Saturday's final. Over in the men's doubles at the French Open as well, India's Rohan Bopanna and his Australian partner Matthew Ebden crashed out of the semi-finals at the event. The duo lost to Italy's Simone Bolelli and Andrea Vavasori, 5-7, 6-2, 2-6. And in Formula One, Lewis Hamilton has questioned FIA's new plan. FIA plans to make the cars smaller, nimbler and more environmental friendly from 2026. Hamilton spoke to drivers who'd driven the cars on the simulator and feels the cars were pretty slow. Some narratives in cricket don't change. Clearly, Pakistan doing a Pakistan is one of them. One of the host countries, USA, has created the most special moment in the T20 World Cup so far by stunning Pakistan in their first match at the tournament. This upset has again brought sharp focus back on the biggest dilemma confronting Pakistan cricket team today, an identity crisis. Cornered Tigers versus Panistan. Are they a team that somehow rises to deliver under pressure, or are they becoming a side that is more adept at digging a deeper hole for themselves every time they get on the field? Now, miracles happen. We've seen that, especially when Pakistan is involved. A side that truly is the synonym to the word mercurial. What does it mean? Something that is unpredictable. And that could be two things: unpredictably exciting and unpredictably frustrating. And Pakistan has been both. I mean, talk of a man being jailed, all hopes lost, trying to still stage a comeback even at 71. Former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan clearly knows a thing or two about being cornered and then springing like a tiger. He did that for Pakistan as a cricket captain at a World Cup. But I won't get into his political trajectory, of course. Yunus Khan knew how to rally his troops around him. He managed to do that and get Pakistan to lift the 2009 T20 World Cup. Victory sits well on these guys because when they do win, it's incredible. But ironically, so does capitulation. That's why the identity crisis. This is one team that can easily cross over from attaining monumental glory to crumbling into horrific surrenders. But is that unpredictability, especially with the unpredictable, exciting tag, slowly fading? While I just gave a few examples of Pakistan being unpredictably exciting, there's also the other version. Pakistan being utterly dismal, that they can manage to give a boost to teams that are newbies or young entrants. Like Bangladesh in the 1999 World Cup. They had just entered the realm of world cricket back then and managed to beat Pakistan. like Ireland in the unforgettable 2007 World Cup edition. Even last year, like Afghanistan did in the 2023 World Cup, making everyone wonder which Pakistan will turn up today. Pakistan fans are, of course, livid, some even saying that Pakistan team itself needs to be retired.
America has formed its cricket team for the first time, and it was our first match with them. Despite the fact that they were inexperienced, we lost the game.
Pakistan's team is totally finished. They should stop playing international cricket and start playing with local neighborhood teams.
What a poor performance. They showed a totally poor performance against a team that was playing for the first time internationally.
The meme factory has also exploded. Again, a team like Pakistan does enough and more to fuel this machinery. Memes will never go out of fashion as long as the Pakistan cricket team continues to struggle with this. Some unbelievably hilarious ones there. And here's another one. Take this picture, for instance. Babar Azam posted this a day before their opening game against USA. It says, different kit, same ambition, same performance. No words could be more wrong or more ironic today than these. It's great to show bravado with words, but it works only if you're able to pull it off with the action. They got one thing right, though, in this picture, to give them some credit. The optics of Shaheen Shah Afridi standing with his arm on his captain Babar Azam's shoulder, showing his support to his captain, showing all is well in the dressing room. Now that is what I'm getting at. Talks of unrest in the Pakistan team room, friction between seniors like Shaheen Afridi and Babar Azam, friction between the players and the management, new coaching staff coming on board just a month before a World Cup. All this chatter that in fact came out from Pakistan media itself is tough to put down months of turmoil and chaos with mere pictures to these smiles plastered on their faces. And some words. You have to walk the walk. You have to win matches. You can't be seen playing rash shots like it was your last. You can't indulge in sloppy fielding efforts. You cannot get into fights with fans in the middle of a World Cup game. You can't panic, especially when the experience on your side is far more than that in the opposition. Criticism for the shocking display came in thick and fast. A lot of former cricketers there really showing their anger. But what's made a lot of these critiques even more severe was Babar Azam's post-match press conference.
To be honest, I am feeling good. If you lose a match, you are always upset. We are better than that in the bowling. We are not in the first 6 overs taking wickets. In the middle overs, your spinner is not taking wickets, then pressure is on us. But I think the way they finished the game in the super over, I think credit to the US team.
Yeah, I get it. It's been a while since Babar Azam attended press conferences as captain. But what about the batting, Babar Azam? 40 runs and just about as many deliveries in a T20 game by an opener doesn't set the right tone either. Poor performances, memes, tweets where fans are seething. You'd think all of this was enough. No, wait, there's more. Pakistan bowler Haris Rauf has been accused of ball tampering. Juan Theron, a former South Africa cricketer, went livid, was screaming on X, formerly Twitter, pulling in the ICC as well, saying he could literally see Haris Rauf scratching the ball with his nail. Things indeed are at rock bottom. And what's next? India. The Indian team must be waiting for their encounter rather gleefully. Coach Rahul Dravid, in fact, was snapped checking out the scores and following Pakistan's woeful display last night. So a lot of hard questions for Pakistan to answer. Will new coach Gary Kirsten be able to turn things around with Babar Azam and his team? The latest, of course, is that the entire team was miffed with the ICC for giving them a hotel that was far away from the Nassau ground, a 90-minute ride to the ground. The PCB chief, Naqvi, reportedly intervened and spoke to the ICC to change their hotel. They're now 5 minutes away from the ground, but only a change in hotel isn't enough. This Pakistan side needs an overhaul in attitude and aptitude, because that match against India this weekend is now a must-win to stay alive in the race for the Super 8s. Now, our story today is juicier than a perfectly timed cover drive or a perfectly executed Yorker that breaches the defense. It's about an Indian origin engineer who was instrumental in USA beating Pakistan at the T20 World Cup last night. Born in India, Saurabh Netravalkar decided to drop his cricketing ambitions to pursue engineering instead. Not a story that is hard to believe. Indian cricketers are Ashwin, Anil Kumble, to name a couple, all engineers. But little did Netravalkar know that he would get a chance to play for the US at a T20 World Cup and help give his side a historic win. The best part? This Saurabh Netravalkar, who now works at the Oracle office in San Mateo, was once part of an India under-19 squad that lost to an under-19 Pakistan squad that had Babar Azam way back in the 2010 World Cup. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, and you never know when you'll get your chance to exact it. But when you do, you better be prepared. Here's the story of Saurabh Netravalkar.
A T20 World Cup debutant versus a side that has played every single World Cup so far. You know the pressure will be on the bigger team. It's the sleeper teams who always shape the apple cart. But the USA, with some good performances behind them, is far from it. They were always going to be a handful for any side. And unlike Pakistan, the sport is not popular in their country. But when has cricket ever been predictable? The determination, passion and the resilience of the United States overpowered Pakistan's seasoned campaigners. The scores were tied at 159 runs at the end of 20 overs, and we were down to the second super over of the tournament. Saurabh Netravalkar, cool as a cucumber, steps up to the plate, or should I say the bowling crease, with 18 runs to defend. And what does he do? Manages to concede just 13, and the USA pulls off one of the greatest upsets in cricketing history. It wasn't just the super over that Netravalkar shone in. Even during Pakistan's batting, he bowled well with the new ball and picked up 2 wickets by giving away only 18 runs in his 4 overs. So who is this new United States hero? Netravalkar may have been making his T20 World Cup debut with the US, but he is not a newcomer to cricket. The 32-year-old pacer always treated cricket as his first love. Netravalkar was born in the Indian city of Mumbai. The pacer played his domestic cricket for Mumbai, and he played alongside Indian cricketers like KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, Harshal Patel, Jaydev Unadkat and Sandeep Sharma. He doesn't just have domestic cricket on his portfolio. He represented India in the 2010 Under-19 World Cup. India faced defeat at the hands of Pakistan in the quarter-final, a Pakistan side that the current captain Babar Azam was a part of. Netravalkar was exacting a revenge he never expected, for another country against Pakistan 14 years later. Back in 2013, his life took a very different path. Fewer opportunities in Indian cricket meant Netravalkar decided to switch tracks. He went on to graduate with an engineer's degree, but still harbored the cricket dream. He had to pay his bills though, right? So he founded a software company and, not surprisingly, developed an app related to cricket. In 2015, Netravalkar migrated to the US to work for a software company named Oracle, and he continued his struggle to balance between his passion cricket and his profession coding. So much so that when the call came up for the US national cricket side for the T20 World Cup game, he diligently took leave from Oracle. At least, that's what Oracle's portal says. He's out of office until the 17th of June. Until the 17th of June, the last day of the group stage matches in the T20 World Cup. Says a lot, 0 expectations, but they're playing like a team that is hungry to win. A casual leave to play for the US in a World Cup has resulted in him and his teammates registering the biggest upset in the tournament so far. And if you think that's all there is to know of Netravalkar, hold on, because there's more. He's not your average cricketer moonlighting as a software engineer. Netravalkar is a man of many talents. When he's not busy coding or playing cricket, he indulges in some music. The 32-year-old plays a ukulele. Is there anything Netravalkar cannot do? Clearly, we haven't heard the last of him. With 2 wins in 2 matches for the United States, they're clearly giving America more reasons to cheer them on. A country that idolized basketball, baseball and American football stars are now getting behind this bunch, and Netravalkar is one of them, leading the charge. The traffic lights at WTC, the World Trade Center, was paused when the last ball was being bowled. The entire city had come to a literal standstill before erupting in wild celebrations. The USA is on the cusp of making their T20 World Cup debut a magical one. If Pakistan fumbles again, a Super 8 slot beckons. There's one problem though, we might have to extend that leave post the 17th of June. Representing the US in the Super 8 of a World Cup, that should be good enough reason for Oracle to extend this leave.
Turkish football seems to be a place where the unexpected is slowly becoming quite the norm. The twists, the turns, owing to all the squabbles and controversies that it's already mired in. Doesn't surprise us too much anymore. The latest is rather a special one. Jose Mourinho, former Chelsea manager, takes over affairs at Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce unveiled the Portuguese in a jaw-dropping event. Thousands gathered to welcome the maestro, and those who couldn't make it watched it online. This event was a manager's unveiling. It was the most extravagant event ever witnessed in recent years. We talk of victory parades and crazy celebrations. Nothing could quite beat this sight. Take a look for yourself. It was like a festival inside the stadium. This was not a star footballer, not even a player. A manager got a reception like none other. No wonder he is the special one. But why not? The man is known for his tactical prowess, fiery touchline antics, and that's just on the field. His swagger and tartness has a separate fan club. He's the only coach, in fact, to have won a Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League titles. So having him take charge of a club that is clearly a big deal for Turkish football. Let's first address the elephant in the room, though. Turkish football's laundry list of woes and tardy episodes in this lackluster recent past. From players brawling on the pitch with fans, to a club president knocking out a referee, to a cup finals being abandoned faster than a sinking ship because one team walked out. And then, of course, pitch invasions by rowdy fans. The Turkish league leaves a trail of very colourful yet disastrous instances that have tarnished the image of Turkey as a footballing nation. And in the centre of a few of these controversies is Mourinho's new club, Fenerbahce. So the question is, can Mourinho, with his track record of turning mere clubs into titans, be the saviour Turkish football is so desperately seeking?
I'm coming to work for the Turkish Super League, but fundamentally I come to work to Fenerbahce. So my wish is that Turkish football improves at every level. My wish is that Turkish Super League is getting better all the time. But if I have to stand and if I have to raise my voice to defend Fenerbahce, I will not think twice.
Now, Mourinho's promise to make the Turkish league more popular, give it a makeover and make it more competitive is all like music to the ears of fans craving for some stability here. And he has the resume too, multiple league titles, Champions League triumphs and a knack for turning underdogs into world beaters. But is it wishful thinking? After all, Turkish football's reputation has taken more knocks than a punching bag in the training room. The Turkish Super League is one of the most unpredictable leagues. So what happens when an unpredictable force meets an immovable object? The immovable object being Mourinho, because he is a manager known for his own ways. Take Paul Pogba, for example. Mourinho never paid any heed to Pogba's attitude or tantrums at Manchester United. If Mourinho wanted something, he made sure he got it. But will that style work here? Because in Turkey, it's not just the players that he has to manage. He'll have to navigate the political world that is intertwined with the football here. So what's the politics at play at Fenerbahce and the Turkish league? In Türkiye, politics is President Erdogan, and the current president is a long-time supporter of Fenerbahce. Now, while it is common for political top brass to support a club like French President Emmanuel Macron and PSG, or UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Southampton FC, Erdogan isn't just a supporter like the other two leaders, though. A cheerleader from the sidelines, no. His consistent involvement with the club is deep-rooted and has often raised eyebrows. Ever since Erdogan assumed a political role in 2003, he's been involved in a lot of the club matters too. In 2007, when Turkey and Syria were still seeing eye to eye and things were tolerable, Erdogan took Fenerbahce with him on an official visit to Syria, where the club played against the Syrian Al-Ittihad squad. And not just that, he was part of Fenerbahce's General Assembly in 2012, the same year he was the Prime Minister of the country then. That was also the year when Fenerbahce and other Turkish clubs were involved in a massive alleged match-fixing scandal. Erdogan backed the Turkish Football Federation's plea to clear the club of all charges. Safe to say, Fenerbahce fans and President Erdogan's relationship has been tenuous at best since then. Last year, the earthquake gave Fenerbahce fans more fuel to call for Erdogan's resignation. With so much acrimony, maybe Erdogan sees Mourinho as the special one, the olive branch who won't just guide Fenerbahce to glory, but also revive his own image and smooth things over. A move that could be the lifeline Erdogan and Fenerbahce have been looking for. Mourinho may have all the possible tricks up his sleeves. He may be a footballing genius, but this is different. He's entered a marriage of football and politics that's as combustible as it is captivating. But one thing's certain, with Mourinho at Fenerbahce's helm and Erdogan in the stands, Turkish football is in for one thrilling ride. Now, time for last serve. With less than 50 days to go for the Olympics, the excitement, of course, is gaining momentum in Paris. The Olympic rings were put up on the iconic Eiffel Tower ahead of the Games. Take a look. That wraps it up here on Firstpost. But of course, this weekend is very, very exciting. Sunday is a big day, India versus Pakistan, and we'll be here at Firstpost to set that exciting encounter up for you at 1:30 p.m. Do tune in then, but for now, take care. Bye-bye.
Both alliances held meetings today. First, the BJP-led NDA alliance.
A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf. A first-of-a-kind sports show that will always come up with a winner. Are you looking for perspectives that go beyond the scoreline? Hi, I'm Rupha Ramani, and catch a 360-degree view of the sporting world with me here on Firstpost in our special Firstpost.